lesson can you learn? Because every loss isn't a loss. It's a lesson. You can measure my arms, but you can't measure my heart.
I just can't lose, can't lose. I just can't lose, can't lose. Listen, I just can't lose.
Welcome to Underdawg Talk. I'm your host, Eric Jones Jr., the underdog with the heroic heart. And I have conversations with successful underdogs. And today is no different than any other day. I have on brother Jamal Nelson. He is are you 26?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just making sure because you know the age, I don't know. So he's 26. He's a incredible impact as a historian and an entrepreneur, known for his brilliant knowledge of self board game and free trivia app. Brother Jamaal is on a mission to educate and empower through Black culture and history. He is also the author of Fist First of Flight and a leader.
Fistful of Plight.
Fistful
a
of
lot
Flight,
of people get that mixed up, man. Yeah.
And a leader in re-educational programs across the city. Let's give Brother Jamaal his well-deserved flowers as we dive into his journey today.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. And I appreciate everything that you do for the people and the service you provide, not just to me, but countless revolutionaries and people who are trying to improve the overall quality of life of people in different aspects, way, shape, or form. You're giving them a voice and me, a chance to further shed light to everything I do. So thank you for what you do, brother.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So need a fun fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fun fact? Oh, about myself?
Yeah.
Fun fact about myself. Well, a lot of people don't know I have a fraternal twin brother. He does videography. Another fun fact about myself, I love DC animation series and movies. A lot of people think I just wake up every day and I pray to Malcolm X or something. I'm like, man, I love Black history and I'm Black-Tastic every day, but I'm somebody outside of that as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I love Batman,
that.
Justice League, all that, man.
Let's see. What is something that's similar to that? I would say, I think I said it before, so I can't say that. I'm a fan of Good Times and Sanford and Son. I ain't gonna lie. The days that I don't go in work early, I probably watch 2 or 3 episodes of Good Times.
Really?
Yeah.
Good Times is a good comfort show, man. I mean, I remember watching it like reruns of it on Bounce TV as a kid, man. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the first show to have what was it? It had some record. Was it the not the all Black cast? I think that was Roots. I think it was the first show to have like a Black mom and Black dad, the family unit.
Because that was the thing. They were trying to make her a single mom, and she was like, she didn't want to do it unless it was a dad there. So,
You're right, man.
Yeah.
You're right.
But when you look back on it, Florida, man, she was tripping sometimes.
She was tripping a lot of that, bro. Like James is trying to do what he got to do for the family, bro, and they trying to get up, fix their predicament and their circumstances. And she was just tripping sometimes.
And sometimes I'd be like, man, what was you on? But let's get into you. So, can you tell us the story of why, when, and what inspired you along this journey of what you do? Because you're definitely a very educated Black man that brings a different light to Black power. Sometimes it's like real aggressive or it's a stereotype of it, but you're like the words you use and how you articulate yourself is a way that, okay, let me listen to him. Let me see what he's talking about, rather than sometimes you got the people up there, because I'm Black, you got to listen to me. Or I'm not going to get into politics. But anyways.
I see what you mean.
But it's like certain people, like they want you just because you're Black, but it's like, are you giving us information to be able to help us to whatever you're talking about?
To help fix or improve your immediate, circumstances or situation. Yeah.
Yep. So why, when, and what inspired you?
So I'll give you the 5 W's. I learned the 5 W's. I was in the military. A lot of people be surprised, like, dang, pro Black brother Jamal, you was in the military? I'm about to add you to the cool list. But before I get into the story, I got to say Malcolm X had his, trial and error years. He was Malcolm Little before he became Malcolm X. So my 5 W's, who, what, when, where, and why. 26 years old. When I was 18 years old, I enlisted in the U.S. Army. I did 5 years of service. You know, I had, in my senior year of high school, I had 2.1 GPA. You know, everybody's going today, you know, preferred colleges or universities. Some folks say, oh, I'm going to do this trade. Everybody had all figured out. I even had some buddies, bro, that had banks lined up, you know, ready to get in your DM, asking if you know, bank with Navy, Federal, or Chase, you know, tap in. They flip $100 to $1,000, you know, no matter what path they took, they knew what they wanted to do. But me, I didn't know what I wanted to do at 18 years old. So that's how I found myself, you know, in the military. And I wasn't Brother Jamaal yet, you know. I had never read Afrocentric or Black focused books, literature, other works and materials in my life. I didn't know who Malcolm X was. I didn't know who any pivotal notable Black figures were outside of, you know, the basics that they teach you in school. Martin Luther King had a dream. Harriet Tubman freed the slaves. Rosa Parks rode the bus, and that was it. But I was in the military. My second year in the U.S. Army, I was at a very low point in my life. I was filled with destitution, hopelessness. I had this sense of unfulfillment, and I just felt like a failure. Very, very depressed. Very depressed. And I was playing 2K with a buddy of mine from the military. His name is Jared Marshall from Texas. And I was whooping him, bro, waxing him. I probably ran him for like 5 games. You know how folks do when they get mad. Like, man, I'm done with this game, bro. Threw the controller. I ain't playing this game no more. I wouldn't even try no way. I'm about to go read this new book called The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness by Michelle Alexander. That's what you need to be doing. But you know, at that time, bro, you know, I joined when I was 18, 2 years in. I'm like 19, 20 at the time. Man, I know I had me a little bottle, bro. You know, I had just got paid from the Army. I was like, man, I'm about to go slide out to the club with my buddies. Man, I ain't about to go read no book. So he went to his barracks room. Barracks is just like college dorms for college students. But, you know, barracks is, you know, living quarters for single soldiers in the Army. So then the next day I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I feel rather remiss, but there's another brother who got slain by the police. And I had this unprecedented epiphany, something that dawned on me that I never had before. And I just start to reflect and really think, you know, dang, why is it that always all groups of people have their issues with law enforcement, but why is it that we have more of a profound or more of a immense degree, or our you know, tension with law enforcement is at a higher magnitude than other groups of people? Why is it that, you know, people who look like us, people of the African genotype, Black people, African Americans, however you want to say it, you know, we go through more trials and errors politically, socially, economically, spiritually, all the above than other groups of people. And these are questions I just never thought to ask myself before. So then I said, hey, you know, I'm at a low point in life. I'm not liking being in the Army. So let me try to do something different to, you know, hopefully things can change. I go to his barracks room, ask him the book title. He said it to me. I said, bro, I ain't about to remember that book title. I said, text it to me. I'm going to go to the bookstore. I go to Walmart. You know, I had never bought a book before. I had never read a book outside of high school. So I go to Walmart and I'm at the small book section by the electronics. And I call him. I say, hey, bro, I don't see the book in here. He said, man, what you talking about? They always got a copy. You know, what section you in? I said, I don't know if they got section. I'm at Walmart. I'm going to keep you PG. This ain't exactly what he said. It's a clean version. He said, brother, they don't got no book like that at Walmart. He said, you got to go to Barnes & Nobles. I said, okay, do I go to Nobles first or Barnes first? Because I didn't know Barnes & Nobles was one store, bro. I didn't know. And he said, hey, bro, man, brother, clean version again. You can't, man, Barnes & Nobles is one place. I said, I knew that. I was just seeing if you was paying attention. I'm on my way. Put it in GPS. I go get the book. Long story short, read the first 20 pages in my barracks room, shut the book. I'm just staring there looking at the ceiling after the first 20 pages because I had never been presented that type of material before, that type of information and that type of delivery, that type of approach, the degree of relatability. It just was as if everything made sense. All those questions I had were answered and then some. And that just led me to read innumerable other Black and Afrocentric books, works, literature, and materials, studying those books, lectures, panels, speeches, all the above. Because a lot of people be surprised when they see my products and services and I tell them my highest level of formal education is a high school diploma. But I just educated myself through those books and gave it to the people.
I love that. And I'm similar. Like I graduated with a 1.7 in high school. And I went, but I never knew about black people like. So when I see someone like you, I'm like, man, let me look up some of these people or look up more black people, especially like in the industry that I'm in. Like there's never been a black person on the late night show. And I'm like,
really?
Oh, yeah. I went
the late night show with who?
Conan and all them.
Really?
Yeah, it's never been one black person.
I'm gonna look that up. I didn't know that.
And then it's like one, and I think it's I don't want to say Australia, somewhere over there, like another country that is a late night show, and it's like a black girl. So hopefully, she can. But just looking at someone like yourself, and then like not knowing about black people, I'm like, or being around Murdoch, like let me look up some of these people and know more about my people because they don't teach us that in school. Like you said, I work in the schools and they don't. Black History Month is like, okay. Man. And they talk about the same old people. Okay, we know about these people. The kids need to know about somebody else. Or they need to know about people that was doing stuff when we were kids. That's history to them now. It's like everybody always want to go way back. It's people that's done stuff since Martin Luther King.
Oh, definitely. The reason why they only have select figures taught in the basic curriculums K through 12 is because they're trying to kill aspirations of, rebellion or kill our fighting spirit. That's one reason why they killed a lot of our activists and leaders, not just in America, in Africa, but on an international global aspect. And they don't teach us about it, or they try to conceal it, alter it, because they want to kill our aspirations to fight back. And they try to make it seem like, this is far and distant time or realm. And it has nothing to do with today, no connection with today. But if the present is predicated upon the past, why would you not teach us, want us to know the unaltered, or the why do they want to flip it and stuff? Because if we know the truth about our significant contributions to not just to black people but to the world, then we won't be as willing to accept what they're giving us today in America and across the globe. And, they don't want us to implement ethno aggregation and work together. It's just new forms. It's the same tricks, just a different year. Malcolm X said racism's like a Cadillac. They come out with a new model every year. They're doing the same exact things that today, the same exact things. They're just updating it. Like you got the same Instagram app, but they come out with updates, every other day.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff.
Yeah. Racism always going to happen. It's like, sometimes, we can look past it because it's like, okay, they're ignorant. We can look past that. Sometimes you got to react because somebody might cross the line of your morals or your core values. But a lot of times it's like, we don't have to act like niggas. In certain situations, like you can walk away. You don't have to be that strong black person because at the end of the day, like I tell students a lot of times, most of y'all teachers white. So you acting a fool, that ain't gonna do nothing for you. They gonna just write you up and make up something, and because they're a white person and you're a black person, you might have maybe a couple write-ups, you're gonna get in more trouble and they're not gonna, so you cussing them out is not gonna do nothing. And I be trying to explain that to them, like, you don't gotta react to everything that goes on because it's always gonna go on. Like some stuff you can be like, all right, is it worth me maybe going to jail, maybe getting killed? Because like you were saying with the police, other races never have to worry about are they going to jail or are they going to die.
The reason why a lot of black folk I remember when I was younger, when I went to Mount Vernon High School and I went to Warren Central High School.
Two different kind of schools.
Exactly. But that experience was wild. We could definitely chop it up about that. But I lived across the street from German Church Park on this street called Pawnee. So we used to always go to German Church Park and watch folks hoop. And when you seeing them hoop and stuff, you got the brothers and some sisters like, oh man, I don't give a F about none of that, man. I die about this right now. It's like, bro, why are you so angry about a basketball game? But that's because black folk are in the identity crisis, and we have been since the very first racial caste system in America was chattel slavery or physical bondage or physical captivity of our black and our African ancestors. They stripped away everything that we knew, our social norms, cultural norms, moral ways, our overall way of being, our knowledge itself, our identity, took us away from our family, our parents, everything that we knew. So now we've adopted these adapted and fostered these maladaptive and dysfunctional behaviors and traits, and we have this void where we don't really know who we are. That's why we so willing at times to accept things that aren't really good for us as a people, and we have this anger and dysfunction, this identity crisis. We're ready to, as the kids say, ready to crash out over small stuff because we don't have that confidence. We don't have that fortitude, that optimism. Not all Black people, but some of us, because, you know, we don't know enough of who we are and never to be like, you know what, I'm better than how I'm acting right now. I'm better than this. I ain't got to act like that. Like, I was at the store the other day, bro, and I'm, you know, literally pulling a card out, and it was this Black woman who, you know, acted like she was on the phone and didn't see me and pulled the card from me. Somebody else would have sat there, you know, went crazy. I'm like, man, I got a lot to live for. I got a lot going for myself. Why I sit here and crash out over this, you know, this cart? Yeah. Because I know who I am. I know where my people come from. I know what we're capable of. Our unique sense of creativity, our power, unique sense of our grand sense of community that we once had is how we thrived. If we keep having these individualistic mindsets like I could have with her, you know, that's how we're going to perish as a people. But if we have that sense of community like I had, like, you know what, sister, you got it, because I'm already know what it is. So you got it. I ain't about to crash out over there.
Yeah, because nowadays people pull out a gun over the smallest stuff. I think a lot of our issue is emotional intelligence. Yeah, we don't know how to control our emotions to be like, all right, is this worth it? Like, I always tell my son and young boy, don't argue with no woman. It's no point. You're not gonna win. It look bad for you. You're getting loud. It just doesn't. I mean, sometimes you got to have a conversation, but not to argue and get loud because it doesn't look good. And it's like we don't understand that. Like you said, you could have been like, "Hey, what the? Was it worth it?" Yeah, it's a small thing, so we don't always got to react to everything. And it's like you got to control your emotions, because a lot of times people go to jail because they couldn't control their emotions for 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, definitely when it comes to, you know, not just the women, people in general, everybody being angry, happy, sad, all that, it's a natural, you know, thing. It's human emotions. But yeah, when it comes to the ladies, man, you know, you can have you a conversation. You know, they gonna have their thoughts, you gonna have your thoughts. You know, change your words, this and that. If they listen, cool. If they don't listen, cool. Just, you know, keep being who you are. You just got to be set in who you are, you know, as a man. Shoot, y'all gonna have y'all disagreements, but you know, as long as you know how to act accordingly and properly, stuff ain't out here, you know, not just looking bad for her as an individual, but, you know, she a reflection of you. Yeah. If she out here, you know, cutting up, clowning and crashing out and stuff, that's a bad reflection upon you. And that says a lot about you, brother, if your lady doing all that. So and not just in a relationship, parents, your kids, they're a reflection of you. Oh, man, I be telling folks all that all the time. Bro, you know me, I can talk about racial case systems all day. We can talk about child slavery, Jim Crow, epigenetics, eugenics, redlining, medical experimentation and malpractice, the war on drugs, bro, iatrophobia, all that stuff, bro. It's the teachers. That's why these kids can't read and write. Bro, what are you teaching them at home, bro? Would you expect a Jew to properly? Would you expect a Nazi to properly educate a Jew based off history? You wouldn't, right? Today, with the conflict between Israel and Palestine and the Palestinians, you wouldn't expect the Palestinians to go to Israel and ask them for help. You wouldn't expect the Avengers to go to Thor and ask them for help. Would you? So why are black parents expecting a black child to thrive? And they're dependent on white institutions or white solutions for a black problem. Your black child has a difficult time reading and writing, but you blame it to school. You got time to get your nails done. You got time to go hoop with your dogs every week and play some parlay and FanDuel, study that, and be on the phone with your buddies in a group chat so you can hit a leg or whatever on FanDuel, but you don't got time to properly educate your child, bro. I ain't with that. I agree with you on that, bro. That falls on the parents, bro. Yeah, it do, because I'm a parent in education, and sometimes, like, as teachers, like, we can forget about our own kids, and I had to look at myself in the mirror and be like, all right, my son's struggling in this area. what can I do to help, or how can I, do something with him? So he struggled with reading. All right, let's write a book, because if you write a book, you got to read each word. You got to know what you're putting down, and it's helping them. And now he making money and stuff. Now I'm showing him how a business runs, and it's like I can show him that stuff, because the stuff he learning in school, okay, that's cool and cute. As long as you know how to read and write, you good. I didn't graduate. I'm a 2-time college dropout, and I didn't made it pretty good just by self-education. And like you said, you're sending them to these white people's schools. These white people never live nowhere near these people, don't know how to interact. They think, oh, I'm going to yell. Okay, you yell at a black kid. Whoop-de-doo, my mom yell at me all the time. That ain't doing nothing for me. And they don't have people that look like the kids or even can relate to the kids in the right areas. And then the teacher's like, oh, they bad, I can't handle them. What? This teacher, the last school, she had probably, so I worked with second grade. It was a bad second grade. Bad. I'm talking about full of characters.
Yeah, some of them
then it was
up,
good kids. The teacher with the good kids had 1 or 2. Oh my God, I can't. Because they was the black kids. She couldn't handle them because they don't respect you. They not scared of you. You didn't put no authority in at the beginning of the school year to let them know this is how my class run. Like, because you don't know how to interact with them. And then they go and send them and write them up and get them a bunch of referrals, or, oh, they got ADHD, let's put them on this. No, it's it's sometimes
they misdiagnose these kids a lot, man.
Yeah, because black people, we got to stop being naive. Sometimes your kid is autistic. Sometimes your kid is this or that. Stop saying, oh, well, nothing wrong with him, or, oh, he just slow. No, go check it out.
I was just talking to my girl about that. Okay, I'm about to hit that point. But when it comes to the education in general, not just for the kids, but adults as well, when it comes to the approach of trying to not just educate, but re-educate our people, you can't just give them information. You also have to give them inspiration, because we're a people of spirit, of great spirit and rhythm. We also have to have that inspiration, that element to it as well. If you keep teaching about individuals that don't look like them, they have no commonality with them or any shared experiences with them, they're not going to relate to it. So they're not going to, see it as as having any importance. You have to be able to give them information to where, okay, it's hitting the same hit points I need to know, basic arithmetic, mathematics, all that, but with the approach of the Afrocentric or black focus approach, to where they can relate to it, some commonality, shared experiences with it. Say, that kind of looks like me, or, oh, I've gone through that as well. Oh, I can see how that affects me. And then they'll say, oh, this is important. They can see in their immediate situations, their daily occurrences and ongoings and stuff like that. What was the second thing again that you was hitting on that I said I was going to say something about? What you talking about?
I don't know. I was listening.
He was talking about the keys. Then he was talking about, I don't know, it'll come up. It was something.
Yeah. So you got a board game and a trivia app to celebrate Black culture and history. How do these projects contribute to the entrepreneurial ecosystem? And what are some lessons or strategies that people can apply to their own business or to their life?
That's a Black-Tastic question, brother. All of my products, services, and efforts center around re-education and entertainment. So my Black culture and Black history knowledge self board game that allows you to laugh and learn as you venture through both Black history and Black culture. And I now have the Knowledge Self Trivia app that you can download on your phone for free. Knowledge Self Trivia app. Go get it, download it for free. Both of them allow you to laugh and learn as you venture through Black history and Black culture, ranging from Black saying and doings, Black music, Black activists, revolutionaries, movie stars, rappers, singers, entrepreneurs, scholars, all the above. I made my first board game when I was in the military. It was probably I was about 2.5, 3 years in. COVID had hit, and we had to respond and take care of New York, Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Boston, and provide them basic medical items, materials, tourniquets, first aid kits, wipes, all that basic medical stuff, because they didn't have that because COVID, everything was shut down. The medical clinics, hospitals, and facilities. So we were in some little old, borderline abandoned building to set up shop, and we had our stuff out. We was chilling at the time, taking a little break. We had some games. Some was playing Monopoly. Some of the brothers was in the corner, shooting dice, playing spades, Uno. whatever. I remember I'm not a bet man no more. I don't squander my hard-earned black dollars. But at the time, you know, I used to shoot dice. But I ain't gonna lie, I had crap like I had lost some dollars. Like, man, I'm done. Let me just chill, play Monopoly or something. Playing Monopoly. I had probably about 6 books in my collection at the time. I had all 6 books with me, 6 or 7 books. I had them stacked up. A buddy of mine said, "Oh, let me go play, bro," because I got done shooting dice. "Oh, come on, bro, let me play Monopoly, bro." And he had knocked my books over as he was coming. He ain't doing it on purpose. He was excited to play. It's like, "Oh, my fault, bro. I ain't mean to. My bad, Nelson." You know, they call me by my last name in the military. And then he tried to put him back up. He picked one up. It was Revolutionary Suicide by Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. And he said, "Oh, dang, bro, who is this?" I said, "Oh, I mean, I'm only like 50 pages in, but so far, I mean, he's the co-founder of Black Panther Party. This and that, woo, woo, woo." He said, "Dang, bro, that's all right. You just start reading books, man. But I ain't gonna hold you. I would like to learn, but I ain't about to read no book, bro." And everybody started laughing. Then I said, "Yeah, it ain't for everybody. I just started doing it myself at the time." And then it dawned on me. I'm looking at the books, stack of books. I'm looking at the board game, the Monopoly game. I look at the books. I go back to look at the Monopoly game. I said, "Bruh, what if I made a board game?" Because I know a lot of people ain't gonna have the inclination, the proclivity, or the confidence to pick up a book. I said, "Man, what if I took all this that I learned from these few books? Eventually, now I got 200 books in my collection. What if I took all this information, I put it into board games where people can laugh and learn?" Because at the time, I would just learn something from a book or a documentary, lecture, or speech, and post on social media. But I'm like, man, what tangible product can I make? What can I make to really give people they can, you know, really use in real life? So then I said, I'll make a board game. But I didn't know how to make a board game at that time. So I Googled it, couldn't find nothing. Then I got on Amazon. I saw it had blank board games. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to get a blank board game, print off a poster, and just cut it in fours, put it on there. Quality was horrible. It was a start.
Yeah.
And the problem was in the military, you got to salute at 0600 hours every day, which is, 6 o'clock in the morning civilian time. I would accidentally super glue my fingers together making that board game. So I used to go to formation, fingers super glued together. I'm saluting like this every day. One time it was super glued like this. Second time it was super glued, it was like this. So I'm saluting, I'm like this. And in the Army, bro, you got to be ready. You got to snap. It's one fluid motion. And I would get in trouble, bro. They ain't deliberate. And my first sergeant then wouldn't get too upset, but they would have to be like, hey, we got to say something because, what are you doing? So then I would have to keep going to the ER, and they knew me by my face, bro. I would walk in, but Specialist Nelson is back, super glued his fingers together. I'm like, hey, man, I got to figure something out. Found a little company on Alibaba. People go to Alibaba for a lot of different stuff. I went to Alibaba, found someone made board games, had a sister. I think I was living this before I lived in Germany for the military. I was in Colorado. She lived here, and I said, hey, I got this idea for a board game. Here's how I want to do. She made the digital designs. I gave them to the folks at Alibaba who does board games, and they printed on the board game, and that was my first one. It was featured on The Root. You familiar with The Root magazine, the online black publication? It was featured on there. I've been on the new local news stations a lot. It's in a few black-owned bookstores, black stores here in Indianapolis. Then I sold 500 in 3 years of the first one. Then I made the new one, now it's a Black-Tastic edition. And it's just all about re-education and entertainment. We can laugh and learn at the same time, with the physical board game or the app.
That's super dope because I'm sure listening to you and then listening to how you did it's hard, but it's not as hard. But one thing I took from what you said, when you have an idea, you have to have a tangible product.
Yes, sir.
And you have to figure out what can you give to the people that can serve them, that can impact them, add value to them when you're doing something. And a lot of people have these ideas, they do all these different stuff, and they never just, all right, let me think outside the box. Because that's thinking outside the box. Creating a board game, you don't really see too many of us talking about, I got a board game. And then it's a board game about us to educate us. And then, like you said, learn and laugh. But you have to come up with something that you can do, that whoever you are, whatever you do hair, you do sports, whatever it is, you have to have a product. And people don't get that. They see everybody else doing something. Just pick what you like to do and do it.
Yeah, that's all it is, bro. I mean, I'm all about, black progression. At the end of the day, I want to liberate the masses of black and African people in a global aspect. but I want to develop people's new and restore people's new world making abilities. I want to liberate all oppressed people, no matter what your ethnicity or racial group is, no matter what your class is, all the above, man. And once you learn this information, you don't have to take the approach of delivery that I do in life, like my board game, my novel, my app. You know, I take kids on field trips and stuff when I'm able to have the financial means and the capacity to do it. I do it in so many different ways, bro. Like, you follow me on social media, I do re-educational content as well. I do so many different things, but I'm still re-educating and entertaining in my own way. Like, it's some people that read the same books I do and they're lawyers. People read the same books that I do and they have a podcast. They may hoop or whatever you do. Just take that information and give it to the people in your own way. You don't have to do it like I do. Like, just think outside the box, like you said. Don't try to do what everybody else is doing. And when you get this information, you start to move different because you think different. So subsequently, you're gonna move different and behave different. Like but I don't force some of this stuff on everybody. People that's willing to learn, and I don't bash nobody. Like, for example, I don't celebrate holidays. That's one thing I don't do, just because of the history. Like, you got to study the history of a thing to understand what it is today. I don't celebrate holidays, but you don't see me out here bashing people, my own people, for celebrating holidays, bro. Yeah. You can't bash people. You know, you can give them the information, but you can't bash nobody, because then that's kind of going to be counterproductive for what you're trying to do. You're trying to build a community, re-educate people so we can, move differently. If you bash people and you're being pessimistic and just, rude and hurtful, then that's not going to do anything. Because I'm saying that because it's the folks who read the same books as me, and all they do is just try to one up somebody on social media, and they're just negative, bro. It's like, you're not using that information to enriching people, to enlighten people, to, help build the world. You're just trying to one up somebody and say, haha, I knew something you didn't do. So
I feel like that a lot of people do that on social media. They don't really they use social media for entertainment purposes or gossip purposes. Like, okay, you got a lot of people following you. Like, what are you actually giving them besides gossip, besides talking about what's the latest trends and stuff? And I be just looking at people. I be like, I got 30,000, and I'm like, I follow you. I ain't never seen you post nothing that done nothing that make me be like, ooh, let me share this with somebody, or share this on my story, or send this to somebody. And it's like, we don't use our platforms for the right things. A lot of people start podcasts. I'd be like, stop, please. Like, and I'm not saying I got the best podcast, but my podcast adds value to people's lives, and it gives people opportunity. But some people just start and gossip. They talking about the latest things, and if they don't talk about that, they ain't got an episode.
That's why you gotta watch out for who you idolize and who you look up to and who's your mentor and who or what you're being influenced by. Because, like, my idol, my favorite book of all time, the 200 plus books I have in my collection is the autobiography of Malcolm X. That's why I idolize. That's why I'm able to, not everybody, but a lot of people support me in so many different ways. Everybody rocks with me, not just follow me. I don't just have, a lot of followers on social media, but a lot of followers in real life. Because who do I idolize? A pivotal, notable Black figure that's actually doing great things. He did wonders, not just for Black and African people, but for humanity, right? But if you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is check the shade room, you can't expect your life to be grand. If you all you do is watch baddies all day, bro, shade room and baddies is nothing but organized coonery. That's all it is, bro. Yeah. That's not going to improve your overall quality of life. And then you wonder why the relationships, not just your romantic relationships, but relationships with people in general, never shake. Oh, you can never, this idea you have, your aspirations, you never achieve them. Ain't nothing ever shaking for you, because look at what you're doing. You're not studying anything. You're not learning anything from the ancestors, pivotal noble Black figures, or anything in general. It's going to add value to your life. So look what you digest. You digesting BS, so your life is going to be BS. It's common sense.
Yeah, that is true. Because I had to change the people I hung out with, and I had to change. Like, I'm not a big reader. Reading ain't really my thing.
No wrong with that. Everybody got different ways to learn.
I watch like movies, TV, stuff like that, listen to podcasts. But I had to change the stuff that I was doing. Like, I listen to music, but I don't listen to it all the time. I'm gonna play something that can put some education in my brain, or just get me to, like, I could read, if I do read a book, I could read a page and be like, ooh, okay, I got an idea. Let me go do that idea. And I forget to go back to that book. But I had to change, like you said, you have to change your diet, your mental diet. You can't just change your physical diet, because you could be, for example, you could be like the rappers. They over here, they making money, they doing the music, but they still hanging out with the wrong people, or they still dabbling, and then they wonder why stuff's still happening to them, because you got to separate that. Like, you got to separate your old habits for your new habits to get a new life, because if you don't, then you going back in circle, and you wondering why this keep happening, because you doing the same thing. You ain't putting nothing in your mind or making an adjustment to say, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that, or maybe I should stop going here. Or one of the things is just saying no. Like, just say no. Like, you say no to yourself, because a lot of times we do stuff that we know, like you said, you wake up, you're supposed to talk to God, thank him for waking you up. You grab your phone, you all on your phone. Say no to that, because and do something different and see how your day go.
I like how you said, we talk about the rappers. Like, I'm not against rappers. I'm against certain type of rappers. Depends on the approach or the message that this particular musical artist is putting out. Like, for example, last week, Lil Durk got the key to the city from Chicago. That's supposed to be to individuals who are positively impacting their community, their neighborhoods, and people in general. I remember I quoted that on Twitter, and I think I put it on Instagram too, and I put shaking my head. Because what has Lil Durk ever done? And the tweet is still up. I put shaking my head when they gave him the key to the city, bro. With all the social chaos and destruction that's going on in Chicago, and you're going to give it to an individual who's perpetuating, who is contributing to the chaos there. So I said, shaking my head, bro. I blocked so many people that was responding, what you trying to say, bro? Oh, come on, bro. He just a brother that's trying to do right. He ain't doing nothing right. Nothing right. And what happened? What happened just a few days ago to Durk, bro? They got him. The feds just picked him up, bro.
It's about money. He probably does do stuff for the community and put money and stuff, but like you said, he shouldn't get the key to, like, somebody like that that's brung danger and violence and all this stuff to the community. Okay, he changed his life, cool, but giving the key to somebody is like way up
That's
here.
way up there. There's so many other people that
and
are
they
doing
took it back
things.
And they looked dumb because they took it back and whatever they gave the money back or whatever in the situation. But listen to his music. Like,
thank you, bro.
He's one of the rappers that rap about what he's really doing, and you can't be like, oh, here goes the key to the city, sir. I seen that after I seen him get arrested or whatever, because I listen to Durk. I'm from up north. He's kind of Chicago, Michigan City. You listen to Chicago rappers, because at first I couldn't stand him because he whines so much, but then I started listening to him, and I was just listening to him. I was like, dang, Durk then got arrested. Dang, that's kind of messed up.
He got some songs that's catchy and cool. I ain't gonna hold you, because my freshman year was 2012. That's when Social Chief Keef first came out.
Yeah.
And look at the drastic shift Chief Keef made when he left Chicago and he been ducked off in Los Angeles because he's learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate of preaching the life philosophies and ideals and economic blueprint of Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a robber, a thief, a pimp, drug user, all that, bro. But he realized the error of his ways and he switched it. Not just realizing the error of his ways and he may switch one or two things but still do his dirt. No, he switched it all the way. Now, like, I find some of that is self-accountability, because you grown, you know what you're doing. If you younger and you don't got the right role models, I can understand. But over time, bro, you eventually gonna understand what you're doing is wrong. But I also blame some folks say the unks, the OGs, the old heads. The old heads today, the old heads, OGs, old folks in the community, whatever you're gonna say, are doing a grave disservice for not just the kids and teenagers, but the young adults today as well, bro. The old heads today, bro, see somebody doing wrong. Instead of them saying, hey, that's wrong, don't do that, they'll sit here and say, hey, bro, I see what you're doing, but do it this way, bro, so you can still... They'll sit there and tell you a different way to do it to where they still doing the bad thing, if you see what I'm saying. Why are you not just telling them, hey, that's wrong? Give them different alternative solutions, different ways that they can express themselves, different ways to where they can support themselves and support their community, re-educate them. You just trying to perpetuate what they doing to be cool and feel like you fitting in, trying to dress like them and talk like them, using lingo. No, that's why we jacked up now, bro.
Yeah, you in the words of, I think his name Bubba something, these old heads is trash.
Horrible.
Trash. Because they stuck in their ways. You can learn from the younger generation. Guess what? Y'all didn't know about social media. Y'all don't know how to do the internet, none of that stuff. We can show you stuff, and it's like they don't want to listen.
They don't.
I be wanting to have conversations with older people all the time, but they don't want to listen because I feel like as a kid, you couldn't express yourself. You had to do as I say and all this other stuff. And it's like, when I look back on the adults, and I ain't talking about my parents, I'm talking about adults just in that era. Like, y'all told us to do stuff, but y'all never showed us and then expected us why we couldn't accomplish nothing. It's like, oh, you're supposed to pray every day. How the heck I'm supposed to pray? You ain't never showed me how to pray. You ain't never showed me how to read the Bible to understand this. But then you go to church and, look at them kids over there. Well, you ain't showed me nothing but how to be a bad Christian because you only judging people that walk in here. And it's like, sit down, look at yourself in the mirror. I feel like my dad still work, and I hate that for him. Like, bro, you're 60, bro. I ain't trying to be like that. I'm trying to be chilling. And it's like, I can't go ask my parents certain questions because they ain't got the answers. They 9-to-5 workers.
One thing about capitalism, man, and the workforce, one of America's greatest tricks is pinning disempowered people against other disempowered people. One of the greatest tricks of white supremacy, not just in America, but across the world, again, is pinning disempowered people against disempowered people. One example is by capitalism or the workforce. Also, in politics, you got black folks say I'm Republicans. Black folks say I'm a Democrat. They clash and disagree on stuff. But we black. At the end of the day, we need to be, acting black and having ideals and moving black to help black people in general. Not trying to please, not just white individuals, but white institutions, organizations, and efforts. And I be feeling bad. I listen to old folks I learn a lot from, not just read from older individuals, but I listen to them. Now, sometimes, bro, I be listening and I'm like, okay, I can take this and not use that because they tripping on that. But when it comes to working, bro, I just don't understand this with old folks. I work 3 jobs, bro. I use the money that I work from my jobs to get my board games together, get my free trivia app together, help the kids, go on field trips and stuff. My online book club, my novel, my re-educational content, my Black-Tastic clothes, and all the above, right? But you got some old folks, it's insane. Oh yeah, man, I've been here 25 years, man. They treat me good. Oh, they treat you good. I use one of my uncles, for example. Not gonna say his name. He said, yeah, man, they treat me good, bro. I've been here 17 years, man. I ain't missed a day. I said, okay, they treat you good? Oh, yeah, they treat you good. I said, how much they pay you? Man, I get $20 an hour. That's what's up. I called the job, not to, one up and embarrass him. I called the job trying to make it seem like I'm trying to, apply and work there. I said, what's the starting pay? $70 an hour. Hung up the phone. I said, this phone was on speaker. They said I'll get started at $17 an hour. You make $20 an hour. How you gonna sit here and say they treat you good if you're only making $3 than me, than I would if I was to work there? They don't treat you good, bro. You work six days a week and you barely getting by. You gotta do Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, some out here doing OnlyFans just to get by. It's capitalism, bro. It's not, you're not working hard enough. Black folk been working for centuries, bro. We worked for free during slavery. We worked during Jim Crow. We worked during the crack era. We worked during the war on drugs. We worked through all this stuff, bro, and we still don't got nothing. It's not just a matter of your work ethic. It's capitalism and white supremacy taking away your time, energy, and effort. When do we actually get to enjoy the fruits of our labor, get to actually enjoy life? A lot of these so-called activists, bro, they too nice. They're always shaking hands with the individuals who are passing laws, ordinances, and rules to, regress instead of progress black people. They're not giving new solutions to the same plagues, traumas, and issues that we've had for centuries as black people. We need a new approach, a new appraisal, a new racial gospel, not a religious gospel, a new racial gospel. Whatever your religious affiliations or spiritual beliefs are, hey, I'm with you. You could be, I got black buddies that are Christians, Muslims, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah Witness, agnostic, all the above. But I can still come to a mutual consensus and one accord with them. We need a new approach, man. You got these so-called community leaders trying to implement the same tactics, methods, and approaches, and it's leading us to the same, solution, the same, problems as Black people. We're not getting any better. It's literally insane to employ the same behaviors, methods, and tactics and expect a different result. That's insane. That's why I'm kind of, popping, and I'm kind of, gaining a lot of traffic. And a lot of people are, gravitating towards me because I'm giving a new solution to this issue that's been affecting our people, to a new way of thinking, a new way to react to this and that. That is what's really going to help our people, bro. Not doing the same stuff and expecting something to change from that.
Yeah, that is true. You got to have a solution. Everybody can complain. We call up. It's like if you got an issue, you're going to call up a person that got the issue. All y'all going to talk about is y'all issues. Nobody going to have a solution to the issue, and then you still going to have a problem when you get off the phone. You have to have a solution. Like, that's how people make businesses. That's why people create stuff, because they solve a problem. If you can't solve a problem, shut up.
You got folks that's complaining about Project 2025 and what's going to happen if Trump get elected. Okay, I got a Black Culture, Black Issue board game for you. I got my trivia app. You can go read a book. I do big book giveaways when I have the financial means too. You got some Black, oh man, it's tough out here, man. I ain't got no money for this, money for that. But you celebrating every single holiday. I was trying not to get too black, but it's not a coincidence. It's not just this grave, just immaculate coincidence that there's almost a holiday every single month on the American calendar deemed worthy of celebration. How do you celebrate a holiday? By spending money, bro. It's Thanksgiving is coming up. Well, the history of Thanksgiving is terrible, bro. You had the Pilgrims, Europeans, or white individuals, or melanin deficient individuals who slaughtered the indigenous people of the American lands, bro. Killed them in droves. The people whose lands these truly belong to. Killed them in droves, bro. That's what the first Thanksgiving was. The Trail of Tears, exploiting non-white individuals for their resources, land, free labor, and for their expertise of the lands, their cultivation, free labor, and stuff like that. That's what Thanksgiving is. And we spending money on a turkey that's going to be dry because your auntie ain't cooking right. Spending all this money on these extra temporary materialistic possessions for celebrate. They give you these holidays once a month because you working 5-6 days out the week. And you're like, man, what's the point of me working, man? I'm tired. Instead of people rising up and saying, man, I'm tired of working too, bro. Man, it's capitalism. Let's fight back. They give you a holiday, but man, I'm just going to keep working, man. This job, they don't pay nothing, and my rent high because of inflation and corporate and economic greed, white supremacy, capitalism. I'm just going to keep working because Thanksgiving right around the corner. Christmas is right around the corner. That's why I'm going to keep working and not fight back. I'm going to talk about Christmas, then I'm done because I ain't going to take too much time to talk about holidays. I get into it. Christmas is the worst holiday of all of them, bro. All my Christians, Muslims, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah Witness, whatever, even the agnostics, you have to say Christmas not even mentioned in the Holy Bible one time. You can take out your phone, look up Christmas in the Bible app, and it's not even on there. Bro, Christmas came from an old Roman holiday called Saturnalia, bro. Jesus wasn't even born in December. You don't even have to be a Christian to admit he wasn't born in December. So where does Christmas come from? What's the point of Christmas? It's for financial gain. It's to deplete our pockets as Black people, keep us in a subordinate state and position. Santa Claus is, first of all, it's pedophilia. You got your child sitting on a random man's lap in the middle of a mall, telling him where you live, your name, your parents' name, Social Security. Oh, I want this, Santa. I want that. That's my parents right here. We live here. It's perpetuating the white savior complex. Your parents worked hard to get you that so-called Christmas gift and a good Christmas. They worked hard for that, but you giving credit to a white man. Talk about Santa gonna come to your house and drop off all. First of all, it's breaking and entering. Saying Santa gonna come in your house and give you all these Christmas gifts if you good. That's breaking and entering. First of all, second of all, bro. It's messing up our pockets. What else about? Bro, I can talk about Christmas all day, bro. It has nothing to do with this.
I don't like holidays. I don't like Christmas because, like you said, you just spending money. People go and get another job to buy their kid, they badass kids, some gifts that they gonna play with for 2 weeks, break, or not gonna even pick up no more. Like I pay attention. Like with my kids, I'm like, my son gonna ask for some stuff. I'm not getting you none of that, bro, because you're not gonna use it after a while. I'm gonna get you something that I know you're gonna use, or I know that you're gonna like, that you're gonna pick up a couple months later. Like one Christmas, he's like, "What you get me? Business, brother. You can have that the rest of your life."
That's
what
smart.
are you talking about?
That's something that can perpetuate. I mean, you know, you can give them stuff that can have fun too, because they're kids, and as a adult, you stuff to have fun. But you can do that throughout the year.
Yes,
they're doing that strategically on one particular day of the of each month, almost each month, so they can get that reoccurring bread coming in and support the white supremacy structure.
Just think what you said. One day a month, but on the month that actually means something to us, nobody does nothing. Nobody's talking about it. That actually looks like them, that should be celebrating it.
Black History Month?
Yeah, Black History Month. Or the one day in June that is supposed to be for us that we don't celebrate. We don't do. We don't have parades and the color of the flag and let's get this and all that. But then the next month, a few weeks later, we're doing all this goofy stuff for stuff that doesn't have anything to do with us. I don't like holidays. I'm not the person to explain stuff because I get angry and I'm just going, I'm not going to explain it to where people need to. That's why we got people like you, because I just don't like holidays. I was telling the kids Valentine's Day.
Yeah, why you got to spend money on chocolate to show somebody you love, cherish, and care about them? Why don't you do that every day of the year as much as you can to the best of your capacity? Why do you have to do that in the one specific day of the year so they can get money for that month of February, bro? That's literally all it is, bro.
Because you could write a poem. You ain't got to buy a Hallmark card. You could do stuff that, like I took. So this girl, middle school, her birthday's on Valentine's Day. So I was like, "Do you expect a birthday gift and Valentine's?" She's like, "Yep." I showed her. I was like, "Well, if you with somebody and they doing that all year, why do they have to do it on that day?" And she didn't even understand it because everybody's so trained to do that. Like people break up with each other because they didn't get a Valentine's. Man, if you don't get out my face,
bro, ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. As I've got older, I've recognized these holidays, and it's funny because my cousin's a Jehovah's Witness, and we was talking one day. She was talking about holidays. I was like, to be honest, I ain't never really rocked with holidays. It was like kind of a forced thing to do, and then when you realize it, but
especially Thanksgiving, bro.
If the mom,
you can be thankful. You can be thankful every single day.
We can keep the meal. Can we keep the meal though? Can we keep
man? You can cook that food throughout the year. Why do you have to buy? What they're telling you is the culture of Thanksgiving, to be thankful for this, and that. You can be thankful every day out the year. You don't have to be thankful by spending your hard-earned and squandering your hard-earned black dollars when they tell you to.
That's because Sunday dinners then went away.
Ah, man, it's a lot of traditions in the black domestic unit, or the black domestic role, that have left. And I really think, like, my family, we don't really be having family unions no more. But I really blame capitalism for most of it. Some of it does fall on us, but a lot of it just be working, bro. Like I want to go, but I can't miss this day of work because I'm going to be late on my rent that's inflated. I'm going to be late on this bill. Because, bro, we are literally living. The economy right now is we're in an economic catastrophe. The economic climate right now is ridiculous. They're going to study how we are living right now, bro. Things are just very high. The price of basic life essentials are rising, but wages aren't. Everything is expensive. That's why we can't make it to the family function or this and that, because we working, bro.
No,
capitalism.
You speaking, because I'm one of those people, like, I miss a lot of stuff because you work in education, you don't get paid shit. So you just sitting there and it's like, oh, well, I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to save up. But dang, that money I saved up, I needed to do this. Like, my lease about to come up. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get me go look for a new place. I said, oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to sign this lease right here and wait till the next, because it's ridiculous. Like,
you can't afford to move.
No, you can't.
Bro, that was literally me last year. You can ask my girl, bro. My rent is crazy. I have a 1-bedroom apartment, bro, and it's crazy for the rent. But I can't afford to. Okay, if I leave this apartment right now, how am I guaranteed I have somewhere else to stay? Because you gotta hit your cousin up for some fake pay stubs to get approved for an overpriced apartment.
Yeah.
And it ain't even guaranteed that you gonna get approved. So it's like, if I leave this apartment, I'm gambling, because how I know I'm gonna have somewhere to stay? How I know I'm gonna get approved for this other apartment? So it's like your hands are forced, your hands are tied.
Yeah. And cause I got a 1-bedroom. I told my son, I was like, I'm gonna get a 2-bedroom so he can have his own room. Cause he comes over on the weekends and he comes over a little more. And I was like, man, hey, listen, I'm gonna stay here for right now because of the way that things are. It's like that'd be stupid to go and struggle with some rent just to be like, oh, you got your own room, and then that particular year he don't come over, but on his weekends that he's supposed to, I'd be like, dang, I done did this. Now I'm struggling. No, it's like, let's stay here. This cool. Let's build. Let's make some more money. So then when this lease is up, I can go get what I want instead of having to look at somebody rent, because I think people's mindsets are a big part of who we are as people. Because some people want to work the 9 to 5 and be like, oh, if I work 5 years, I'm gonna make $90,000. Some people's mindset is, I need to make $100,000 today or this week, and that's the difference between going after what you said you wanted to go after and sitting there and waiting for somebody to give you a handout. You got to change the way that you think so that you can move different, because you can be broke or struggling, but you could be a millionaire in your mind. You just got to figure out how to get there. But if you don't have it in your mind and your heart already, you just going to sit there and struggle, because you could give somebody, they could take all your classes and all that, but they didn't change their mind. They ain't going to be able to do nothing with it. And I had to learn that because I've been in coaching communities around people, and I done been around some heavy hitters, not in that, but in the U.S. And I was like, man, I wasted all this time because I didn't change my mindset because of ways that you think, or you like, oh, it's the white man's fault, or it's this fault. With me, I got a bigger situation. I'm black and got a disability, so it's a whole different world for me. So I had to be like, all right, let me not complain about what I can't do or what I can't control, and do what I can control. I can control coming here and having a podcast. I can control going and talking to the kids and coaching and doing the different things. I don't have to be in the school system to help kids in the school system to be able to do better in school. So it's like, figure out what you can do, stop complaining, and just go figure it out. Like, you ain't gonna get some sleep. You gonna lose some friends, family members. You gonna be broke. You gonna be eating oodles and noodles, peanut butter and jelly. But you gotta go after what it is that you want to do. And sitting here next to you makes me want to go and educate myself more about black people, because my person, you said Malcolm X is yours. I would say mine would be Eric Thomas, because
great orator, great speaker.
Because I look at how he grew up and all this stuff. And he's himself. He's always been himself, because when they told me to, it's like, oh yeah, go motivational speak. I'm like, I'm not wearing no suit and all that corny stuff that I seen when I was a kid. And I seen him. I was like, oh, I can wear what I want and I can kind of talk how I want. Okay. And that's he's the person that changed my whole life of just going to work 9 to 5 and actually let me use my voice in the way that I'm supposed to. So, but listening to you, it's like some of these people you saying, I'm like, okay, I've heard of that, but I don't know what he talking about. Let me go back on this episode and look up some of this stuff, because as black people, if we don't educate ourselves on us, how can we go to these white people and complain to them?
Yeah, that does make sense, bro. You can't expect a system and its entities or a force in general to do right by you when they have a history of not ever doing right by you. I mean, when you learn this information, bro, it's not just, oh, this happened back in the day and that's it. No, it literally explains the reality in which we live today. Like, it really does. And it's like, when you know this information, you feel empowered. You feel like, you have this grand sense of confidence. You lose your individualistic mindset and gain this grand sense of community, and it makes you want to, man, I can do it, man. I can change this. I can fix this. If this black or African individual did this and they was going through this, then I can do it. Oh, that's kind of, relates to what I got going on. Just add modern contemporary elements to it. But yeah, bro, like but maybe people on social media think I'm living this extravagant lifestyle. You follow me, bro. I don't even post nothing fancy, bro. I don't post nothing. I don't wear no designer. Media. Yeah, I don't post no designer, nothing. I work 3 jobs. I'm grinding. I'm a regular brother, like a regular trying black man, and how the sisters out here trying too. I'm just going about it in a different way. That's it, bro. Yeah, that's it.
I'm the same way, because it be people telling me, oh man, I see what you're doing and doing this. I'm like, I'm just trying to be a good dad to my son. I don't know. I'm trying to be different. My dad died. My biological dad died when I was 4. He didn't leave me and my brother nothing. So I'm like, if something happened to me, I want my son to be able to have enough information to be able to take what I've taught him to be able to live a better life than I live. And it's like, long as I do that and him and his sister understand how to be able to operate and they own and learn from me as my character, then that's all that matters to me. All the other stuff, I mean, you know, I pat myself on the back for stuff that I've done, but it's like, you're just trying to be the best version of yourself and it looks different than everybody else. Cause yeah, people take social media too far. Like kids, like sometimes I actually put on clothes and have a little fashion. He's like, yeah, look like you got money. I'm like, brother, you just don't know. Yeah. Don't let social media fool you.
I be hitting a Ross, Goodwill. Bro, the pants Goodwill, the jacket Walmart. I just customized it.
Listen, I will do the same. I do the same thing. And I tell my son that, like, bro, you don't got to have brand names. Have your own brand. Like, you don't got to have.
That is a good point, bro.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yep.
But I don't judge nobody. I don't knock no brothers and sisters for it, but I don't wear designer brands, bro. When you study, you have to study a history of everything to understand what it is today.
Yep.
I don't rock Gucci because Gucci has a thorough and extensive history of depicting and marketing their clothing by depicting black people as animalistic, cannibalistic, hypersexual, all the above. Blackface, just cannibalistic, all that, bro.
Yep.
Louis Vuitton. Bro, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton financially supported black people being held captive in zoos. Like when you go to the zoos, you see the monkeys, the apes, lions, birds, all that. Black folk used to be in there. Louis Vuitton supported that, bro. So why would I wear they brands, bro? It's just stuff like that. It don't make sense to me.
Yep.
They wear these brands and think they holier than thou and they better. And half the time, bro, they got these brands and, bro, you still ain't nothing wrong with living with your parents, bro. Nothing wrong with that. If you stack it up, living with your parents, that's cool, bro. Yeah. But the only reason why, if you living with your parents because you buying designer all the time and then you not even throwing them no bread to help with the bills or nothing, then that's a problem. Fresh head to toe. You got designer shoes, designer drawers, socks, t-shirt, pants, all that. But you walking everywhere. My car be up and down all the time, bro. But I'm working 3 jobs, so if my car go down, I might have to Uber every now and then. I don't have to ride my bike sometimes to get to work or get to this and that for my business community efforts. Mm-hmm. But I'm working, get my car out the shop. I'm good, bro. If you grinding, but if you ain't got no car because you jacking all your money off on designer, that's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, and that's the world we live in right now. You could be a person, go to work, not spend money on nothing and still struggle because of the world that we live in. People, I don't know why people be thinking I got money. I'm frugal as can be. I just don't spend money on dumb stuff. But my friends be like, "Oh yeah, you the one that got money." No, I just don't go out here and spend money on dumb stuff. Or I like going to the club. It's not. It's not. It's like I'm going to buy a new outfit. I'm spending money. We gonna pregame. We gonna buy drinks in there. I'm gonna get hungry and I'm gonna eat, and then we gotta pay to get in there. That's a lot of money that you didn't gave to somebody else that you could have put in, invested in your own business and flipped your business. Now people spending their money on you, and it's like the mindset. You have to understand that people go to the club every weekend. I bet you if people did a budget on their club expenses, they'd be like, "Why the hell am I still going here and spending this money?"
Exactly, bro. First of all, bro, half them clubs be one way in, one way out, not going for that, and they be stinking in there.
Yeah.
But why would I go to the club, bro, to impress some people I don't know? First of all, ain't nobody even dancing no more. You got dudes standing on the side of the wall mad because they can't get no lady. You got the ladies in there acting how they don't even act outside the club, trying to act all stuck up and they holier than now in the club. The dudes do the same thing too in the club, and it's like it brings out how the club experience is today. It brings out a side of you that's not even you, just because that's just the environment, the atmosphere, the culture of clubs. That's what it is. And then you spending $200 on a bottle of Hennessy. You spending $400 trying to get a section in the club. It's like, bro, what? But you can't pay your bills. But you spending all that money, but you can't pay to help your son with his reading. You see what I'm saying? It'd be stuff like that.
Or you don't get up with the same people you go to the club with. If y'all spent that money or saved and invest that money, y'all will have y'all own thing. Everybody will meet up to go and do bad behavioral stuff, but nobody want to meet up to actually do stuff to change their life. And as black people, we got to do something different.
Man, I was upset when Charleston White came here, bro. everybody was hyped about Charleston White coming here. They was hyped up about who was it, baby? It was Charleston White and who? Charleston White came here. Who was the other person that came here? And I was like, man, what? It was Charleston. It was doing who was it? It was Charleston White and somebody else. And I was like, why y'all hyping them up, bro? They not doing nothing to help the city at all. It's ridiculous.
No, I don't. That's why I don't like social media, because it's like people like me and you doing positive stuff, giving the information. Then you got some of the stuff he say is cool, but his approach is wrong. Or you got people like that, or you got the other people they doing the 20 and the pop the balloon. Ain't nobody on there. They just trying to get some.
Oh yeah, the 20 verse 1.
Yeah,
it was baddies that came. Charleston White came.
Yeah, it was the
Charleston White came, did 20 verse 1, and then the baddies girl came. Like, bro, why y'all hyping them up? They are horrible for the city. Terrible. They are not.
I've seen that show. I seen that show once. I was so happy to be over somebody's house. And the kid was watching. I was like, what is this? And they were telling me. And I was like, this is horrible. Like, how did this even get on TV? Like, why is this on an app? Like, the stuff that we do as black people, and then we wonder why people talk about us. Like, why are we on these stupid shows, making ourselves look bad, then everybody in your business, they go off of one clip. It could be a clip. You done had the whole year, did everything right. You got a 5-second clip of you saying something. They don't know what happened before or nothing, and your whole stock go like this. It's just
contextualized.
Yeah, I hate that. So I think I didn't even go over the questions like I usually. But so before we get towards the end, your work is breaking barriers, building knowledge, and bridging gaps in the community. What are some specific things that you're looking to build, break, and bridge through your organization in the future?
One thing I'm looking to build is reestablishes our sense of community as black people. I feel like we're in the rapidly progressive technological era. We have information readily accessible. So with that, I feel like that no longer should be a barrier of, us not implementing ethno aggregation. And, I just really want us to have reestablish our sense of community like we had during ancient African civilizations, the Reconstruction era, the Civil Rights Movement, the women's suffrage era, the Black Panther Party, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, all the above. Just our sense of community. That's what my organization, my efforts do. Whether it's through my clothing, again, my board game, my free app, my re-educational content, the field trips with the kids, exposing them to different individuals and places in the community that are doing great things. It's just fostering that sense of community. And what was the other question, brother? I'm sorry.
Build, break, and bridge.
I'd like to break the identity and the sense of coonery in some of our people. That comes from white supremacy and white and Eurocentric indoctrination. That's what I like to break and bridge. All oppressed people, no matter what your race, ethnicity, or class or creed is, so we can all band together, fight in one unit and accord against the power structure. Because again, they're pitting disempowered people against disempowered people, no matter what your political preference or stance is, no matter what area you live, what car you drive, or your religion or whatever. It's always been disempowered people against disempowered people because of the power structure. That's what the real issue is.
I love that. I appreciate this Black History lesson.
No, I appreciate you, brother.
No, like this was like, because I always watch your stuff and then you sit down and get to talk and then you listening and you're very educational with what you say. It makes you want to actually go and look up this stuff. So appreciate you for that. I need a quote. It could be your quote. It could be quote you saw, but we need an underdog quote.
I'll say, man, got a lot of quotes. I'll say, I think I already said it, but I'm going to say it again. Always study the history of a thing to understand what it is today. No matter what it is, no matter if it's something at school, something at the job, something going on in the world, whatever it is, if you study the history of it, you know, the present is predicated upon the past. If you study the history of a thing, person, or whatever, you can learn more about it, figure out how to react to it, or how to understand it, and then improve your performance in the future, or improve that product or whatever it is in the future to not just improve your overall quality of life, but you know, it can help humanity or somebody else.
No, that's perfect, because a lot of these young kids, they don't know the history of the sport that they play. They just go off of highlights. They don't know, they don't watch actual basketball. They don't know some of the greats, or the social media world that we live in. They disrespect the greats because somebody's having a hot year or their highlights are really good. You got to go back to the history and see like who these people are, especially with the WNBA. They got to stop. I get it. Shorty, nice. But y'all can't disrespect the old heads of the game of why they're here and the reason. Because without Cheryl Swoops, there wouldn't be any Caitlin Clark to be able to watch on TV. So stop with the getting caught up in the moment and go get your history. Because I hate that.
Because she is nice.
She's nice.
But
it's
like
her
you
fans,
said,
though.
you can't go against the greats that help build the foundation of the WNBA.
Because without Iverson, it wouldn't be Curry. It wouldn't be Kyrie. It wouldn't be without Jordan. It wouldn't be some Kobe. It wouldn't be LeBron. So without certain people, it wouldn't be. Without Malcolm X, we wouldn't be talking to you. Maybe without Jaylen Brown, these people that are different in themselves, just and understand the history of it. Allow people to just, I don't know, man. I just don't like I like that quote very well, but I just hate how people dismiss history or the reason why people are here today. Like even my son, like, bro, listen here, bro, you play just like me, so listen to me. I'm you before you. So like listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Kids don't want to listen to people that like listen to your dad, listen to your mom on certain stuff. I get it. I used to be a kid, but listen to the people that can give you the history or tell you, hey, I was going down that road. Go down that street instead of going down that street. Because they already went through some of the stuff that you went through. Not everybody. But appreciate you, man. Tell people how they can reach you. Oh, wait, before you do that, I got to shout out my bro, Rome, for his listening party yesterday. I can't wait for y'all to hear the album. I'm on the album. I love it. I've always wanted to be on the album, and I got on there. So I appreciate him putting me on there because it lets me know that I'm doing something good for somebody that want me to be on their album. Shout out to Tevin Stutter. I always got to shout him out because my son is making money because of him in his author program. Shout out to the City Coats. I always shout them out. I know I don't know if they won a championship. 10U. I don't know the other teams like that, but 10U. They won today. They won yesterday. And shout out to my basketball team because basketball season is coming back. Youth cheat code. It's going to be scary for y'all. I'm just going to let y'all know that now. It's going to be real scary this season because, that's all I'm going to say. We repeating the state championship. So I'm going to say that here in October, and we're going to retract back in March. But tell people how they can reach out to you on social media, get your game, get your app, those different things.
Any social media platform, you can search Brother Jamaal and I'll come right up. But my Instagram is MAAL317. My website is brotherjamalnelson.com. Again, my website is brotherjamalnelson.com. You can Google me. You search Brother Jamaal. You'll see the Black-Tastic man himself. Same with my Twitter, TikTok, anything. If a new social media pop up, it's going to be Brother Jamaal. So search for Brother Jamaal. And you can find my board game, my app, my novel, children's book, re-educational content. I honestly be surprised some of the stuff I post. I'm like, wow, y'all didn't know that? Like I posted about the first paramedics for Black, how I-65, I-70 cut through. I don't know. I'd be surprised myself. But then I gotta remember everybody don't read a lot of books like I do. So yeah. But thank you for shedding light to that, because thank you for saying that, bro. Because I forget that sometimes.
Yeah, like it's just part of. I don't know why I don't. It's books I didn't started. It's books I'm in a book club. I'm
like that sometimes too, bro. Like I got 200 books in my personal collection. And then sometimes I start a book and don't finish it because it's like, I ain't feeling it. Like every book you read and buy, it ain't gonna hit you.
That's why the books that I usually pick that I eventually gonna read are books that can apply or help me in certain areas. I don't like just buying books and audio books. I just don't like everybody's voice. I don't know,
bro. That's why I get physical copies. Cause like I got physical copy autobiography of Malcolm X. The only reason why I don't really do audiobooks like that. I do physical copies. The only reason why I got the audiobook is because it's Lawrence Fishburne. He got a dope voice like Samuel L. Jackson in there. That's why I got the audiobook, because I had a physical copy and listened to his voice. But I feel you. Some people's voices, it's like, man, you make me not just want to stop life, bro. You just man, what?
But appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We done been busy. We done had to reschedule and all these different things, but we finally got it done. I love what you're doing. Keep being great and keep doing what you're doing. Give us I always say a closing word. That sounds like church, but close us out.
Yes, sir. No matter what you involve yourself in, make sure it's not harming anybody or impeding on anybody's progression. Make sure when you learn something, share it, spread the wealth, spread the knowledge, that rich enlightenment with other people, because history is not meant to make anyone feel bad. History is not meant to be mean or rude. It's meant to enlighten, to improve your performance in the future. So whatever you involve yourself in life, just make sure you study the history of it, so you can act accordingly and act appropriately, and do it in a Black-Tastic fashion, or do it in a way or fashion that's gonna progress humanity instead of regress humanity.
And on that note, keep being great.